Hello FPL fans and welcome back to the channel. I know it has been a while since the last upload, it's been around a week, but we have been very busy over this Christmas period, so apologies for that. But today we are jumping into the preview for FPL Gameweek 20. In this video we're going to be having a look at three main talking points of what we have learned in Gameweek 19, some players to look out for in Gameweek 20, and some potential captaincy options for Gameweek 20 as well. Just before we get into the video, don't forget to check out our YouTube memberships, as you guys can access behind the scenes content and various channel perks by hitting the join button down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and with that being said, let's get into the video. So first of all, taking a look at what we have learned so far in Gameweek 19, we're going to be going through three main talking points and key takeaways of what has happened so far in GW19 heading in to Gameweek 20. The first one is what to do with Mohamed Salah, who has now blanked 4 times in his last 4 matches. He has scored a 128 FPL points so far this season, which puts him in the top 5 FPL points getters, but he is coming in at £12.5 million, which is quite expensive. Considering his recent performances, you could conclude that he is a non-essential FPL asset just because there are so many other good midfielders to have instead of him. Also, considering that he's 12.5 million, this does allow for him to be easily downgraded and funds to be spread around the squad to bring in many good players instead of having all the cash build up in Mohamed Salah. Although these are valid points to potentially get rid of Mohamed Salah, his consistency is unrivaled and he is such a good FPL asset over the long term, as this season he has of course recorded 13 goals and 4 assists. As I said before, he has amassed 128 FPL points. His next fixtures include Burnley, Spurs, West Ham and Brighton, which is a mixed bag, but I think Mohamed Salah is such a consistent performer, it could be worth holding onto him and looking to downgrade other players instead of Mohamed Salah if you want to free up the funds. So now moving on to the second talking point of this game week, it is looking at Mikel Antonio as a potential differential forward. Antonio played his first full game back since game week 11 and performed very well, getting himself a goal and 3 bonus points as he reeled in 9 points for his FPL owners. Antonio is a player that tends to be riddled with injury, but when he does start, he gets all the service as he is now the main recognised striker at West Ham since Sebastian Haller was just sold. And considering that he is getting all this service, and with the upcoming fixtures of West Brom, Palace, Liverpool and Villa, even after that he faces Fulham and Sheffield, so I'll only say that 1 out of his next 6 matches would be difficult, and if he can play all those 6 matches, then I think he could reel in quite a lot of goals, and coming in at £6.3 million with a 9.1% ownership, he could be a great differential forward to have in the squad. So now moving on to the third key takeaway of Game Week 19 is the true strength of that Manchester City side, presenting the question of a potential triple up on Manchester City. First of all, if you are considering a triple up on Manchester City, it could be worth going up for a double up on Manchester City defenders. The likes of Stones, Cancelo and Diaz all present themselves as great FPL assets, as last match Diaz scored 11 points and Stones scored a whopping 21 for his owners. Cancelo did get rotated, but he does start most weeks and just gets into those great attacking positions, and for his 5.8 million price tag, he is a great defender to have in the squad. Overall, I'll be definitely looking to have a double Manchester City defence, especially considering the likes of Cancelo and Stones, who are slightly more attacking than Diaz and do provide that attacking return potential. Under the talking point of triple Manchester City, you cannot go past Kevin De Bruyne as a potential essential FPL asset for Game Week 20 and beyond. De Bruyne has scored 26 points in the last 3 matches and has been in very good form, recording 1 goal and 3 assists over this period. This totals his score to 94 FPL points for the season so far, and seems to be flourishing in his false line role at Manchester City. De Bruyne is getting into some very good attacking positions in and around the box, putting in loads of crosses and getting many one-on-one chances. Also, Manchester City's next 4 opponents include Aston Villa, West Brom, Sheffield and Burnley, which look very nice for some potential returns for Kevin De Bruyne, as especially West Brom, Sheffield and Burnley are not the most defensively strong sides. So now moving on to the second section of the video, it is some players to target ahead of Game Week 20. Having a look at the fixture list for Game Week 20, we have identified 4 fixtures which could be worthwhile investing in some potential options from those teams to capitalise on the FPL points. The first one is Manchester City against West Brom, followed by Chelsea against Wolves, West Ham against Crystal Palace and Manchester United against Sheffield. That Man City fixture against West Brom is a great opportunity to have Manchester City assets, as West Brom don't tend to score that many goals, but also concede quite a lot of goals, which means the likes of De Bruyne, Cancelo and Stones could be great options to have in the squad. Stones is coming off a 21-point haul last game week. Cancelo is always getting into attacking positions and is a defender as well, so he does get those clean sheet points. And De Bruyne has been in great form recently, getting in some great positions and getting quite a lot of goals and assists over the last 3 matches. Moving on to that Chelsea versus Wolves fixture. Obviously the Wolves have not been in the best form recently, as they have just come off a 3-2 loss to West Brom, meaning the likes of Chilwell, Mason Mount and Kurt Zouma could be good options to have in the squad. Ben Chilwell has been a great FPL asset so far this season, as he gets so far forward into his attacking positions, puts in lots of crosses and is arriving at that back post to tap in that loose ball if it comes to him. Mason Mount has been in good form recently, and Kurt Zouma does occasionally get a header from a corner and does win those clean sheet points, so he could be a great option to have as well. Moving on to that West Ham versus Palace, Antonio is coming off a 9-point haul in Gameweek 19. Soufal is a defender that gets very far forward for West Ham, and Souček is always there potentially getting that header in the box or catching up on that loose ball to turn it home to get those goals and get those bonus points. Moving on to Sheffield versus Manchester United, Fernandes, Martial and Rashford are great options to have there, as they all get into great attacking positions, and Sheffield have not been the best so far this season, so it could be a great opportunity to have those 3 Manchester United assets. Moving on to the third section of this video, it is a potential captaincy options to have in Gameweek 20. The first obvious one is to have Kevin De Bruyne, who in Gameweek 20 faces West Brom away. De Bruyne has scored 3 goals and 10 assists this season, reeling in at 94 FPL points. He's coming in at £11.9 million and has so far scored 7 points in Gameweek 19 and has a rough 31% ownership. De Bruyne has scored 26 points in his last 3 matches, and Man City have been in great form recently, and this combined with De Bruyne's great form, combined with West Brom not being the best team so far this season, this means it could be a great potential captaincy option for Kevin De Bruyne in Gameweek 20. Moving on to the second captaincy option is Bruno Fernandes, who in Gameweek 20 faces Sheffield United at home. This season Fernandes has scored 11 goals and 8 assists, reeling in 135 FPL points. He's coming in at £11.3 million and has scored 3 points so far in Gameweek 19. He is currently owned by the majority of FPL managers with a 53% ownership, and has been such a reliable FPL asset over this season with a form of 7.1 points. Sheffield did pick up their first win of the season last week against Newcastle, but over the course of this season have not been the best side, and Fernandes has been in such great form recently. I think this could be an incredible fixture for a captaincy option of Bruno Fernandes. If we are looking at the 2 players of De Bruyne and Fernandes, if you have both of them, then I won't make a decision for you as to who you should captain. It is your decision to make, but if you only have one of these players in your squad, it will be definitely worthwhile having them as your captain for Gameweek 20. So that's what we've got for today for the preview of FPL Gameweek 20. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and leave a comment who you guys are looking to bring into your squad ahead of Gameweek 20 and who you're looking to captain. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.